Hi, everybody. It's us, the Elderly Brothers. We're back on May 20th, 2025. I'm Artie.
I'm Larry. We are elderly.
Wait, I'm Larry, and he's Artie. And our credentials, which you probably could figure out, I'm 82.
And I'm 89, and my name's Artie, and he's Larry. I'm in Florida, I think.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I'm in New York. So, in any case, we had a couple of things we wanted to talk about today, starting with what was it?
You're starting with your invitation to this tugboat christening, which very few people have ever gone to.
My first invitation to a boat christening to begin with, and a tugboat. Turns out one of our friends, who's been the CFO of Moran Tugs, it's a big tug company. I guess there are a lot of places.
I'm sure they
Um,
are, yeah.
he was with him for like 30 years and they love him. And so, in order to express that, they're building a new tugboat and they're going to name it after his wife, which I thought was very cool. And we've been invited to go to the christening.
And when is it and where is it?
It's in Norfolk, Virginia, where they, I guess, the shipyard. Um, I think it's in July sometime. But
It seems to me you have to go. There are very few chances ever to go to a boat christening, let alone a tugboat. My goodness, a red tugboat. They're the friendliest boats on the water.
the friendliest, most powerful boats, and Patty, the boat's going to be Patty B. No, Patricia B. for Patty Boulay, and yeah, I think it's just a really cool thing.
And he wasn't in the construction part. He was a finance guy.
He was a fine CFO. They did all the.
You should get him on and tell us all about tugboats. And we don't know how strong they are or how far they can go, and we don't know nothing except we've seen them in the harbors pushing stuff.
And they're fun to watch. And how much they make a lot of money, I think.
Well, I'm sure they do. They got specific captains who know everything about the harbors where they're working and the rivers where they're pushing barges and stuff. They know more than Mark Twain about the Mississippi River, I'm pretty sure.
And yeah, and in this case, I know the ones that go up and down the Hudson River, and I mean it looks like fun, but we were talking about that a little bit, and it's a tricky job.
Well, you're pushing, let's say you're pushing or pulling three or four barges which weigh 1 billion pounds, and there's currents in the water, and there's other boats going around you, and you gotta stay in the channel, and you just, I mean, it's really a technical job. I'm sure computers do a lot of it now, but used to be just all by eye and touch.
And they go at night. I mean, it's pretty amazing. It's like flying an airplane, I guess, only you don't have a lot of passengers.
No, but I don't even know how many crew they have on those boats. Probably five or six. But anyway, or maybe it's only two. Who knows? But we need to get this guy on.
We will. I'm sure he would be happy to join us and enlighten us about the world of tugboating.
I think it's a great a great thing because we could learn a whole lot. And as I said, tugboats are very friendly looking.
They're the most friendly looking, I think, of the superpowers on the sea.
What was the name of that tugboat? Is it a song?
But
Tugboat Annie or something like that, or a cartoon?
yeah, well, Tugboat Willie was,
Willie,
in fact, the first Mickey Mouse.
that was it?
Yeah,
I remember seeing it. I didn't know it was the first one.
it was. Yeah, it was Mickey Mouse, and then they developed it into today's Mickey Mouse. But that was the Walt Disney's first guy.
Well, that was the reason is tugboats are so friendly.
Probably, but they look friendly.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And
They,
they're
they it's kind of smile on their noses, there on their
some,
faces.
something like that, sort of gentle, powerful guys that go around pushing boats around and look like fun.
They probably got 1 million horsepower under their decks too. They can push anything.
Yeah, and like you said, I've seen them like probably at least three, maybe four of those huge barges at one time, pushing them up and down the river. And the river's, not as wide as four barges at some points. So
Well,
it's
it's a tricky game, and maybe we can get a tugboat captain. He can get a tugboat captain on to join us. That would be great.
particularly if they could join us from their boat.
Yeah, and why not? Yeah, we got to actually we have to uh, have more backgrounds on our podcasts. I think I gotta get outside, so go to the Everglades or somewhere and set up for the next one.
We need to advance technically, I think
Yeah, technology is not our middle name, I don't think.
but we're working on it.
Yeah, well, you're
Well, we're not
better
working.
at it than I am. I'm allowing you, not allowing you. I want you to do it all.
Well, and I'm thinking about working on it. So
But you are working on it.
a little bit at a time, but less than I should be.
One of the other things we're going to talk about is movement and how important movement is to your well-being. I
That
mean, it's there's a saying. It used to be anyway, not a saying. It was just something I thought it up. Is uh, uh, sitting is better than lying down. Standing is better than sitting. Walking is better than standing. Trotting is better than walking, and running is better than trotting. No, obviously, not everybody can do all those things. In fact, I'm having trouble doing more than two of them right now. Sitting and standing, it seems to be. Uh, well, I can walk, but I can't walk any distance. But still, I've got my timer set for 20 minutes, and every time it goes off, I get up and I move for 10 minutes. Whatever it is, I'm moving for 10 minutes.
wow, that's good. I don't do that.
I just don't want to sit, and I can feel myself sinking into the chair after 15 or 20 minutes. Not literally, but psychologically.
Yeah, well, I noticed I kind of lean one way too, which I'm sure is not good. But whenever I'm doing like working on drawings or something, I just get, absorbed in it and I don't think about getting up and moving around.
I know. That's why I set the timer. Otherwise, just melt into the chair.
So I told you about the Dorcas and I have been doing the stretching with this Japanese woman and her mother.
Yeah.
And it's like very gentle. And when you think back about what you used to be able to do and now what becomes an effort, it's pretty amazing because just to stand there and stretch and hold your arm out and pull your hand down is work.
Well, there's that isometrics. Remember isometrics?
Yeah, what is it though? I forgot exactly.
It's muscle against muscle. So you pull like this as hard as you can, and you push as hard as you can, and it works. It does work your muscles. I mean, it does it. I mean, if you have no other means of you don't have any weights or anything, you don't have any 1 pound cans in your pantry or jugs of water or anything like that. Anyway, it's really, if you really do it, I mean, you can feel it. It really exercises your muscles in the arms. It doesn't do anything for your legs, but it's good for your arms.
Yeah, I was saying, is there I mean, can you push your feet together or something? I don't
Well,
know.
sure, you can any kind of movement I think is good. You can hold your legs straight out. That stretches everything, and then point your toes and twist your feet out and in and touch your heels and your toes together, which I'm doing right now, and you can't even tell.
I can't because you're under control
I have my upper body all right. I'm doing okay.
there.
But yeah, just holding them out, that takes effort.
It does, and the hardest part for me is to overcome the inertia of not doing anything.
Yeah, no, that's the whole problem with all kinds of exercise is the impetus to do it. I wrote books about it, and in those days I was doing all the stuff I was writing about, but it's still you've got to discipline yourself to do it. And you can't, I mean, you just can't do it all the time.
Yeah, I can't for sure.
My motivation is limited.
Mine too, and maybe it's like you need a reward or something to give yourself a reward. If you had, what would you give yourself if you wanted to reward yourself for doing something like that?
Well, here's the thing though. It's sort of like if you were training a dog, probably. You got to do it more than once a day if you can. I mean, if you're going to do it 15 minutes a day, that's fine. If you're going to do it like 5 minutes, three times a day, that's something else. And as far as a reward, a little piece of candy might be a nice reward. What a pat on your head. But if you do it once, you can reward yourself with, I don't know, glass of orange juice or whatever, some
Shot of whiskey.
a shot of whiskey. That would be late in the day. If you do it late in the day, you take a shot. Yeah.
Well, why couldn't you do it early?
Well, you could do that too. Remember the taverns in New York? I can't remember what they were called now. It was a chain of things, and this is a long time ago. You could get a shot in one of those places for 50 cents.
I'm not that old.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Probably.
Those places were around when you could get shots. And
Well, I
when I was in
never.
when I was in college, I rewarded myself with beer all the time.
Well,
But I
so
didn't do any exercise. I just rewarded myself.
well, I think you're a good person, so you deserve it, regardless.
Yeah, yeah, I could look at it that way. Yeah, I deserve this. And beer in those days was 25 cents a can. So,
Well,
but
as long as we're down that road, I remember when I first got out of college and you were living in Houston, I moved down there and you and I went to a hotel or a bar someplace and they had oysters for like either a quarter or 50 cents. Not, probably a quarter.
probably, yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah, it's not whatever. It's great. It was great. But
Somehow I made more money, over my life and just kept falling further behind.
yeah, it's you can't keep up. That's the problem. You just can't keep up unless you're rich, and then I don't know if you keep up even then.
Well, then, yeah, I don't either. I mean, we have to get a rich person to talk to us.
Do you know anybody who's really rich?
Uh, yeah,
You do?
yeah.
I don't.
He
I,
might he might be willing to talk to us. He's a great guy, sweetheart, nicest person.
well, yeah, get him on. He'll tell us
I'll,
how it is to be rich,
yeah.
and
I'll,
maybe he'll say it's not all it's cracked up to be. You know?
well, I don't know. I see postings from him on Facebook, and it looks like it's pretty good.
Well, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes or under the scenes, and if he'd be
Well,
willing
true.
to share,
No, I do know some of that.
if he'd be willing to share, that would be good too.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get Tim to talk to us.
By the way, that our whatever you call this, welcome to the elderly brothers. Somebody said that was distracting. that it kept moving back and forth like that. Maybe you should just make it stable.
Yeah, I've been meaning to do that. It was Tara, she said that.
Oh, okay.
And she's probably right.
Yeah,
But
not to me, but I don't know. I'm not looking at it. I'm trying to keep my eyes up on the screen.
the other thing I noticed this morning getting set up for this is that my right eye is sort of droopy, not droopy, but we talked about this, but my eyelid is down,
Yeah.
and that's my best eye. The other eye is really wide open, but I can't see much out of it.
Oh, the
Luck,
signs of elderly.
luckily, we got two, and then I saw in the newspaper the other day there's a creature in the bottom of the ocean that has three eyes.
I saw that. I didn't read it though.
Well, what else do you need to know?
Well, I don't know, but the body is it was created in a strange way. I mean, we could have one eye in the middle of our forehead,
Yeah,
or we could have four eyes or six eyes, but we only have two. And two seems to be the thing. Two nostrils, two ears, two eyes,
two hands,
two hands, two legs,
two other things.
a few other twos, backup equipment. Well, anyway,
So,
I think we've strayed from Tugboat Willie to pretty far off.
which is fortunate.
Yes, I think so. Well, maybe people have been entertained. I think that I hope they have. I've had fun, and we'll see you next time.
Take a look at it. Please take a look, share it, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever. And have a wonderful day. I love you, my brother.
Love you, my brother. We'll talk later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.